What is up, Anecdotal here, and today is a momentous occasion because I'm gonna finally go from level 60 gear, swap that over to level 70 gear, and we're going to see the gains. Now, I went ahead and tried my best for the last gear video to just have everything level 60 to be at the highest set of set 5. None of that matters anymore. Here we are, level 70 gear, where the highest set number is 9. Not 10, I don't know what that's about, but it's 9. Now, all I need to do is get rid of 2 things and add in the 2 9 set gears. So when you're swapping this out, make sure that if you do have a 2 set of 5 or 2 set of 4, you just replace that 2 set with a 2 of 9, all right? You want to aim for the 9. If not, for the long term, I'm thinking we're going to have 2 of the 9 set gear and then 4 pieces of the 8 set gear. All right, that's probably what I'm gonna go with, unless I get super lucky and get a whole lot of a whole lot of level 70 gear that's of the 9th set. So that's what I'm gonna go for right now temporarily. I'm gonna go ahead, try to get that gain, get 2 set pieces of my 9 set of level 70 gear. Eventually I'm probably gonna go ahead and go for 4 and then maybe 2 8s, but I'm really hoping that I do get lucky. Already I have 2 at 9, and I also have, guess what, actual pink stats, which is insane. Now, here's another really good piece of advice for you to swap gear, even pre-gear swap. This is what you want to do. When you do go ahead, you fuse your new level 70 gear that's legendary, you have a chance of getting some pretty good stats. As gold, like, you can get the average max stat, right? The average max stat is going to be gold. That's going to be the background color that we always see. If you get super lucky, you can get a pink stat. Now, for the pink stat, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the new max is actually 200. Should be 210, right? 150, 180, should be 210. Now, as you can see here, 150 is the max stat for these pink stats. I'm not at max. You can see it's in the upper 140s or 144 for the attack. Now, when I'm moving these along, you're going to notice that the color of the stat changes because it's no longer as a high value of a stat. So you're going to see when that has their own version of a pink stat, it can probably go to 180 would be the regular max. And then for the pink stat, it'll be anything from 181 to 210. But I like talking in maxes. So the max pink stat will be 210. The lowest it can be would be 181, which would be like the most laughable version of a max stat. Would be like just 1 over. If you do have a 181 max stat, please like screenshot that and send it to me on the Discord. That would be hilarious to see. But if you're wondering when should you switch gears, I'm going to try to say immediately. Once you have a 2 set of 9, I would plug that thing in. If you were smart with your gear, this entire time you should have just had a backup set of the gear set that was 1 lower. So if you're looking at all of my gear, I usually keep a set of 4 and a set of 5 in case I finally fully have the entire set. That way, when I am making the swap over to level 70 gear, and this would be a lot more helpful for all of you that still haven't reached level 70 yet, keep those. That way, when you do start transferring stuff, you can still keep your old set for your level 60 gear that you had. Now, let's talk about some really good strategies for level 70 gear. So, you might have noticed something crazy. For level 70 gear, you can't transfer the high OP stats that you have there and transfer it to your level 60 gear. So, if you have like a really high, like out of nowhere 200 attack for your stat, you can't put that into your level 60 gear because the max stats for level 60 gear don't go that high. I mean, even if it's not like a max stat, but it just happens to be higher than whatever you have for 60, you still can't transfer it because you just can't transfer stats from a higher level gear set to a lower one. Which means that all you really need to do is keep a epic gear for your level 70. So for all the 7 pieces of gear, and don't worry, it doesn't take up any sort of inventory slot. All you need to do is cap it. That way you can still use that legendary gear for later. You could still fuse it and you're not like forever saving it. If you would like to, that's okay. But you really don't have to, and you can still use it as fodder for your future fusing. So right now I already have, look at this, man. Look at this 144 pink stat. So 150 would be the max, but like I'm saying, once you have level 70 gear, you can put that in. That pink stat will just turn into a regular gold stat. It's not gonna matter. But yeah, like I was saying, you can just have an epic gear that's level 70 and put all those pink stats, all those really high value gold stats that you see are like max, and you just start putting all your stats onto those gears. And then you can go ahead and fuse as much as you want until you either get, and this is the big thing, set 9 level 70 gear or set 8. 8 or 9 are the only ones you should be keeping. Anything lower than that, fuse. If you have good stats, put it into the epic gear. Make sure to lock that gear. That way you can transfer the best stats per gear over there. Now, why should you do it? Listen, man, you get an additional 30 stats for everything. So for each one, so for attack over 70 gears, you get a plus 30. For damage increase, plus 30 over 70 stats. That's a 210 stat per if you can get the max stat. But let's say you don't. Like, it's still somewhere generally around 70 stats for each one of those gears. So that's attack, that's increased damage, that's penetration, that's crit damage, right? That's damage. There's so much, man. And you also, if you want either HP or decrease, I thought maybe we might get an extra slot for another defensive kind of thing, but it doesn't look like you get an extra slot. It's the same slots, so you don't get like an extra stat to put in there. But for each one of the options, for every single one of the gears, you have an increase of 30 for each, and then for HP it'll be a little bit different. So here you see I have the max stat 150, right? Which means the max stat should be 180. Yeah, I think I said it was 210 before, right? Yeah, no, it should go up by 30. So the max stat would be 180 each. So you see everywhere else, I've pretty much been farming gear forever. So I do have the 120 max stat if it's not pink. If it's pink, it'd be 150. And here, it just kind of jumps up by 30. So the max stats normally would be 150 for level 70 gear. And then that will go up to 180, I believe. But I think I saw higher. So I think it might be 210. We're going to have to go ahead and check again on my helmet later, or my glove. I forgot which one I ended up getting a max stat in. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see here, everything looks really, really good. And I get the actual set bonuses. In the future, I'm keeping this 8 belt, the set 8 belts. So if I got 4 of those, I'm gonna actually replace the 5 set that I have and replace it with the 8 set. So you see this 7 boot. And then I don't know what that level 70 thing is right there. That's radiant. That and the boot, I'm probably going to fuse that together. You see it look 163. So yeah, I think it is 210. So it'll be 180 for regular, 210 for pink would be the maxes. It'll just be a difference of 30. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse these together since none of them are 8 and none of them are 210. Like none of them are pink stats. The stats really don't matter. But if I was actually being a little bit more intelligent, I actually should have kept it because it was over 150. Since it was 163, I could have put that into an epic gear and then just save it for whenever I do put that specific gear piece on that matches a set that I want. So if it will be like 8 or 9, that way I don't have to worry about that stat. And automatically once I switch over, I'll have an increase of, like, since max is 150 or 120 depending, I'll already have like a bigger statistical difference overall. But look at this, man. I ended up gaining about 3,000 BP by changing 2 gear slots. 3,000 BP. I still have 5 other gear slots, man. So in the future, who knows what kind of crazy increase I'll have. My damage increase went up to 37%. That's insane. So yeah, man, The stats are huge. Just make sure to remember all of the tips, man. Make sure that when you're swapping over, you have your gear sets. Make sure to save the good stats on your epic gear so you can still use them as fodder. Remember, anything over 150 you might want to save, and you can just kind of keep interchanging it from there. But yeah, everything is huge, crazy gains. My Endeavor is now third again. That's insane. Let's go ahead and pull, and then I'm going to go ahead and peace you guys out. So this has been your boy, Anecdotal. If you like this video, man, make sure to like it, share with anybody from the MHA community. And of course, don't forget to make yourself known. Comment down below and ask any questions about gear that you might have. Peace, and let's hope I get cold shot. Hold on. I'm going to go frontwards this time and just write shot and see. Maybe? No. All right. Yeah, whatever. Stay tuned to the next video. I'm probably going to, I think it was Amanda, went ahead and asked about alliances. So I'll probably just open up some boxes and talk about alliances. Peace out.